Hey guys. Yeah, just had one of those days. It's so funny because I just watched Billy Ballantyne the other day and I was laughing my ass off because he had a "Don't Be an Introduction," which I thought was a great video because everybody has somebody that shows up in their life. I mean, even have family members that do that too, which is great. So, but anyway, this video is just like a rant video, kind of like that because um, I hate haters. Hate you, haters. I had one recently on my page, little troll, telling me that I was a bad animal owner and all this shit because I own a wallaby. Like, yeah, I own a wallaby. That doesn't make me a bad owner. I'm an excellent owner. Um, but that's not what this is about. It's just funny because I actually had this on my doorknob yesterday. For those of you who don't want to go run and get your reading glasses, this says animal control. And the reason why they put this on my door, they did not check. So I had to call them this morning. I had to wait the whole day, stressed out, thinking about why animal, oh my god, message, animal control crap on my door. And it turns out that my piece of shit neighbors don't like me because they can't use my lower driveway anymore to park their fucking trailer. Oh, and if you guys see what's going on in the roof here, it's because the wood burner is behind me, and so nice and warm. That's why I'm sitting right here. But anyway, those are drop ceiling panels that we removed just so that we can get the heat up under our floors. It's kind of like radiant heating, which is kind of like a little cheap trick for us. So whatever, that's off the pit. I am so random. I can't even stay on topic. So anyway, animal control crap on my door. I have one crappy neighbor. The rest of them I really haven't met. The ones right next to me are really nice, really cool. Those are Jim and Dina. I know it wasn't them. But the piece of shit neighbors directly across the street got used to using my lower parking area as their own because the house was a foreclosure. Hey Maple, she just decided to run by. Anyway, so this foreclosed home has this lower driveway, and my house was unoccupied for a year and a half. That's why I've got no carpeting in my house. I joke around because all of it was ripped out because the pipes had burst, and we had to have them replaced by our plumber friend. So, this driveway was used by apparently the crappy neighbors that hate us to hold their trailer over the winter time because that's where they wanted to put it. It's across the street from their house or whatever. But it's my property. It's my second lot. It's right below us on the road. And you could say, well, you're not allowed to park on the side of the road. The thing is it's 10 feet off from the side of the road. So in a private neighborhood area, that's legit. So it's legitimately my parking area. But this neighbor is pissed off at me. And he's got a trash yard, like trashy, trash, okay, all up in the yard. And he's bitching and complaining at my boyfriend, telling my boyfriend that it's an eyesore for him, that he doesn't like to look at our trailer. He's like this brand new, maybe it's like 4 years old, silver snowmobile enclosed trailer, okay? It has no stickers on it. There's nothing like, offensive about it. It's beautiful. It's brand new. And we parked it far enough away that if they actually wanted to use the other half of the driveway, they could park their cars over there. Like, we never even gave them a problem about using the things. It's pretty funny. But anyway, they called the cops on me because they say that my dogs are running at large. Now, granted, people, I do not leash my dogs. I don't. They usually stay in the yard. But even though they've been staying in the yard, some asshole decided to call the animal control. So anyway, long story short, animal control comes to my house. I happen to be in the shower. Oh my god, stop sending me messages. That's why I hate the phone people. But I was in the shower, so I, missed the whole thing, whatever. So the next day I contacted them this morning, and I get a hold of them, and the guy's like, oh, well, the reason why I called you is because apparently your animals are running at large, your neighbors complained about it, blah, blah, blah. I knew immediately. It was this douchebag Errol across the street. Errol. Take that in, okay, people? His name is Errol, okay? That's not a normal person's name. You can draw your own conclusions. Okay. So anyway, so the guy tells me, he's like, you can't have the animals running around. And honestly, my little sister's autistic, and she's here a lot. And she opens the doors, and the dogs just get out either way. So, I mean, they're outside just hanging out doing their thing. They're really not bothering anybody. But this guy decides to be a douche. Now, on top of that, everybody knows I own a wallaby. So, automatically, I guess he thinks I'm doing something illegal, and he wants to catch me and get me in trouble. So, what he doesn't know is everything I do, I'm so on my shit, it's ridiculous. Like, on it. on it. So like this morning when I talked to a guy and he's like, oh, well, I also saw that little critter in the backyard. Now, I got a beautiful enclosure built for Ozzy. I mean, it's double the size that the state requires. So it's nice. They knew it was nice. He's got a shed with heaters and everything in there. I mean, he's really hooked up. I mean, his bowl right now is heated. You know what I mean? Like, we're not messing around. So apparently the guy went up to the cage and made some kiss noises at Ozzy, and Ozzy hopped right over, because he's sweet. He's awesome. So he was like, into him, whatever. So he was asking him stuff. He's like, oh, we saw the critter. Yeah, what is that? And I'm like, it's a Bennett's wallaby, blah, blah, blah. They're like, oh, do you have permits for it? I'm like, oh, yeah, definitely. So I had to go to the friggin' vet's office this morning because Grady is an adopted dog, and even though his rabies vaccination is still legit and good to go, I had to get paperwork that said that he was going to be vaccinated for so long, and they wouldn't release the paperwork at the hoity-toity piece of shit vet where I was taking him for the owners. And my vet is so awesome. I love them. Vernon Veterinary. If anybody lives in the area, they're totally awesome. But anyway, they took the information and actually gave him a 3-year booster, but it was a pain in the ass. But long story short, I had to get vaccinations done, so that was something I had to pay for. Yay! And in the parking lot, my truck tire goes flat. So I was just having like one hell of a day, right? And then I get to not unemployment, because I'm unemployed now too, which is even better. Yeah, because everything hits the fan at once, right, people? So I go to this fucking animal control place, right? With all my paperwork, okay? So like, legitimately paperwork. And like, I don't think they were ready for me, but I actually made some friends because they're pretty cool there at the animal control office, which is the funniest part of everything because, it's like I'm going there all freaked out, but in all honesty, like I left there with like a whole bunch of friends. But I had the dog's license, rabies, ready to go because I went and took care of it first thing in the morning. So they're good for 3 years. So I'm like, pre-charge me for my licenses. Thank you very much. So you don't bother me again. And then they're like, oh, well, now about the wallaby, do you have your paperwork? And I'm like, yeah, I got everything. What would you like to see? Would you like to see his adoption? Yeah, I got that. I'm like, oh, but would you like to see when he was born, like all of his paperwork on him, and then he's a healthy animal for the area? I got that. Yeah. Oh, would you like to see the paperwork that says that I'm a crazy fucking person? That this is my therapy animal? Touch on it? Nothing, because it's mine, motherfucker. I got that. How about that? And then, on top of that, what else did I have? Oh, yeah, here you go. There's my license. From New Jersey. Bam-o. Okay? So, like, I was so legit. It was ridiculous. The guy's, like, awesome. You know what ended up happening? I got invited to go with them on career day. I'm going to start hanging out with animal control now, okay? I'm going to go into school and do something cool. And that's just, because that's the shit that we do. I mean, I happen to have this on me, too, which I don't know if it'll actually, if you could see that right there. That's me with Ozzy in my arms, and that's a whole preschooler classroom here. But that was part of, like, the West Milford program or whatever for activities. But yeah, we made it to the front page of that shit. But it was just funny because, people are real sons of bitches. They would love to just shit on your parade whenever they can. And, it's just so funny because, like, when you got your ducks in a row, you just got your ducks in a row. And, like, ain't nobody gonna bring me down. I mean, my neighbors are pieces of crap, and I don't care. That's them. You know what's nice? As soon as summer comes and all the leaves fill up on the trees, I don't have to see them anymore. That's the good part. And I also am adopting a rabbit this week because the animal control guy was so cool, and I'm like telling him, I'm like, oh yeah, you want to come by and hang out with Ozzy? Come on over. And the other guy's like, yeah, I want to bring my granddaughter. They're all like ready to come hang out and shit. And I'm telling him, like, oh yeah, I really want to get him a companion, because at the farm he had all these companions and now he's got nobody, So they're like, oh, well, what do you want to get him? And because I'm in this stupid neighborhood, I can't get chickens or anything. I can't believe I can't have chickens. I moved to Sussex and I can't have chickens. But anyway, so I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, so the rabbit. And I said I was thinking about getting him a bunny because he kind of looks like a bunny, and I thought that, something that hops would be good for him. But I got to get, like, me a secondhand, absolutely huge and beefy rabbit, like a year-old. The guy's like, I know a lady who has a rescue rabbit. I'm like, are you kidding me? So, like, when they say every cloud has a silver lining, yes, it totally does. My tire went flat today. That sucks. but it is what it is. The neighbors are douchebags. That's what that is too. I had to spend $60 to get licenses and rabies shots. Okay, well at least now my dogs have rabies shots. You know, nobody needs to get bit by a raccoon or something. So it is what it is. But I made friends. I got myself an adoption on a rabbit. Like Tuesday is apparently when I'm adopting this rabbit, so there will be a video on this rabbit. It's a Angora mix. There was 3 I could choose from, so I'll be picking the wooliest, bulliest, biggiest one. And what else? I mean, I'm gonna get to go into the school and like bring Oz into the school. I mean, so like 2 really good things came from this piece of shit situation. And I've started to look at my life like that. And that's just something I wanted to like, talk to you guys about. And I wanted to ask you, is there any situation in your life where you're like, this is so fucked up, you're so down or whatever. But you look at it from a totally different scope and things can be so much better. Like, and I think that's like the whole thing in life is to learn from our experiences and to see the good in a situation or to find the good in a situation. And that was just my funny fucking animal control story. You want to control an animal? Control me when I'm beating the shit out of my neighbor! They suck. Alright guys, catch you later.